Okay, how about now? You know what? We're gonna start this over. Alright. This is a restart. We haven't really started up because apparently my settings were disabled. I don't know why, but my settings were disabled. Okay. So, we're gonna restart this madness over from the beginning because stupidity. So, new game. No, this is Ancestor. Ryunosuke is Ryuichi's ancestor. So this is before the events of Phoenix Wright. Hey D, great seeing you, man. Doing pretty good, man. I'm actually glad you showed up to one of my streams. One of the few streams that I ever do on a Sunday. Oh man, starting up again. November 22nd, 8:43 a.m. Supreme Court Defendant Lobby 5. Not none of this old timey shit. Even now I find myself hard to believe. While everything seems so calm in this lobby, just one step beyond lies the grand bench where my fate will be decided. And what do you want? Nothing. Glaring at me won't do you any good, you damn murderer. Sorry. Oh, no problem. I've been doing alright, man. Just trying to deal with, summer. Sorry if you're still on your lunch break, though. great to see you, though, man. My name is Naruhodo Yunosuke. I'm a second-year student at Imperial Yume University in the Empire of Japan. Yeah, we're either having our mask off or, you know, we can... Where it is right now, we're either taking our mask off and living life like normal and we have to keep it around. I'd just rather keep it around just in case. If somebody's sick, I'm like, oh, no, I'm not sick. I'm just wearing it just to protect myself. It's not even about COVID anymore. It's just like, oh, pocket mask. It's just crazy, man. 3 days ago, I was caught up in a terrible incident. And now I await my judgment. Halt! A bailiff, I'd say it's about time you stem the flow of garbage coming from your mouth. Excuse me? Who do you think you are? I'm the defense attorney for the defendant before you. Defense attorney, say? Until today's trial has ended, until the final verdict has been passed, you have no right to call this man a criminal. Watch your words, bailiff. I can't no. Your stupid logic. At least I'm capable of making logical arguments, unlike you. Don't you agree? Naruhodo Ryunosuke. Huh? Whoa! Sorry about all that. Why are you apologizing to me? Never mind. I'm really sorry, Asogi, for giving you so much trouble. And in the end, you still apologize. You never change. Guess not. Lately, your name has been in every paper in the capital. Imperial Yume's university professor killed. The culprit? A student of the same university. And yet, you didn't do it, did you? Of course not! You have to believe me. I didn't kill him. I'm not a murderer. Then stop hanging your head. Chin up, back straight. Asogi. I believe in you, Yunosuke Naruhodo. This is my best friend, Asogi Kazuma. Oh god, no. Oh no, is he related to Kazuma Kiryu? Oh no. He's a second-year student like me. But to be frank, he and I are worlds apart. He's the pride and joy of our university. Blame you, Yunosuke. Even though he's still a student, he's already qualified to be a defense attorney. Oh god. You're too kind. Defense attorneys are still an emerging profession here in Japan. We are but a meager existence in the judicial. We are but a meager existence in the judicial system, at least for now. I know I said this 3 days ago, but... Asogi. As your friend, I couldn't be more proud of you. 3 days ago. That's right. That was when it happened. Congratulations, Asugi! You've finally been approved to study abroad. Yes, I've finally done it. It feels like a dream come true. It seems the government has recognized my achievements as both student and a lawyer. You'll be studying the greatest legal system in the world as a representative of Japan. As your friend, I couldn't be more proud of you. There isn't a soul at UA University who doesn't know Asogi's name. Wherever he goes, a mysterious warm breeze follows. So the rumors say. So that means he's For the sake of reforming this country's legal system, I want to observe a true legal system across the seas with my own 2 eyes. The British Empire. Man, I wish I could see it. Then why don't you come with me? It would bring me great pleasure to rampage through the Queen's domain with you. That's about the same here, D. Oh God, he better not. You make it sound so easy. Oh, look at the time. I have to get going. I'll stay a bit longer. We did come all this way after all. You're right. We rarely get the chance to visit a high-class establishment like this. Well then, take care. See you at tomorrow's English lecture, partner. Shortly afterwards, it began. Mr. Asogi, a moment, please. Why, Professor, I didn't expect to see you. Well, I can't say that this institute doesn't understand. Oh, botany. You ought to go and see the judge in his chambers. The judge? He's been looking for you for quite some time. You took the role of a defense attorney without much warning, lest you forget. As a result, today's proceedings seem to be in a bit of disarray.
Who is this gentleman? I feel like I've seen him around the university before.
Understood. I'll be there at once.
Allow me to accompany you.
Lucky Steph. Well then, Naruhodo. I'll see you in the courtroom. Right, I'm counting on you, Asogi. Sir. Wow. This is awkward. Excuse me. Yes! Are you Naruhodo Yonosuke, the defendant in today's trial?
Yes, that's me!
I am Mikotoba Yuji. a professor of forensics pathology at Yume University. Professor Mikotoba? I heard that name from Asogi. He's the one who tirelessly lobbied the government to let Asogi study abroad. Asogi has informed me that you are his best friend. If that is true, then there is something you must know. What is it? As you are aware, Asogi is set to study abroad in the British Empire. However, in the event that he loses today's trial, his trip will be suspended, and he will never receive such an opportunity again. What? You really didn't know then. I suspected that Asogi would wish to hide the truth from you. So Asogi's defending me despite the risk. Wait, why would they do that to him? Our government chooses who gets to study abroad from a wide pool of candidates. Let's just say to receive such privileges, no laughing matter. But still, I swear I didn't do it! I'm not a murderer! Oh, but of course. However, I must warn you, it will be quite difficult to prove your innocence. You see, today's trial is special, to say the least. Huh? What do you mean by that? You'll find out once the trial begins, whether you like it or not. Then what on earth should I do? Keep this in mind. I'm not asking you to stand there and accept a guilty verdict. Huh? As soon as the trial begins, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. To this question you must reply, I am, before anyone else has a chance to speak. I am? Hold on, what kind of question is this going to be? No way. It's gotta be something like, who is the killer? No, of course not. Defendant! The trial's about to start! Make your way to the courtroom at once! Oh my, it's time. It appears that our secret talk must end here. In any case, I shall leave you with these words. Kazuma Asogi must not stand as the defense attorney in today's trial. Of course, the one who ultimately decides that will be you, the defendant. What are you waiting for? You won't be held in contempt of court and declared guilty. That cocky little attorney won't be much help. Anyway, she move it. If we lose today's trial, not only will I be found guilty of murder, Asogi will lose his chance to study abroad too. And so, blissfully unaware of what lay ahead, I headed off to the trial. That fateful trial, one I'd never forget. "9 a.m. Supreme Court, number 2. So, this is a courtroom. I feel like I gotta go use the bathroom. not just any courtroom. It's the Supreme Court, the highest legal authority in the Empire. Can we bring those guys from Valkyrie Chronicles over here? No? Oh, okay. Just one.
Something feels off about the gallery. Why are there so many people in uniform?
Today's trial is being conducted in absolute secrecy by order of the government.
Absolute secrecy?
That's what I said. The general public has no idea what this trial is taking place.
Oh, put them against the guys in say the AU and the Titans put together, you know. like that'll actually happen. Let's just have the Earth Federation take on the Federation from Valkyrie Chronicles. The bad guys take on the Titans. Have it like the challenge of the Super Friends.
That's what I said. The general public has no idea that this trial's taking place. The only ones allowed to be in attendance are military and government officials.
How? But why?
You'll find out soon enough. More importantly, time to focus, Naruhodo. It's about to begin.
Dun 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 dun. You already know it. You already know it. Guess who is our defense attorney? Da, 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 da. What the fuck? Court is now in session for the trial of Yoinosuke Naruhodo.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
As is the defense. Before we proceed, there is one thing I would like to confirm. Last night, I received an urgent request for a change of alternative from the defense. Yes, Your Honor. 'Twas I whom submitted that request. Custom dictates that an attorney ought to be appointed 2 days before the trial. Therefore, I must ask for confirmation. Who is to stand as the defense for the accused in today's trial?
Here it is, the opening question. In other words, who will be defending me in this trial? But if I answer I am, that would mean... There's no time to think. I should...
Say I am. Your Honor, there is no need to confirm. Needless to say, the one... Sir!
What was that out of place, you?
The one who will be defending the accused is me, Yoinosuke Naruhodo.
Nanda to? What do you think you're doing, Naruto? Professor Mikotoba told me everything. Come in. If I'm declared guilty, your study abroad will be suspended. I'm disappointed. You're saying that you don't trust me at all. You think that if I was your attorney, we would lose this trial. No! Absolutely not, but if there's even a chance that you'd... Because of me. I knew it. I knew you'd pull something like this. That's why I kept my mouth shut. Damn it, Professor Mikotoba. That was completely unnecessary. Yokaro! The court acknowledges that the accused will defend himself in today's proceedings.
Oh ho ho! I see. By renouncing his attorney, the accused is admitting to his own crime.
There you go! Do not misunderstand. The one who is most sure of his own innocence is simply the defendant himself. That is all. Isn't that right, defendant? Hey! But if I'm being honest, this defendant is drawing a total blank on what to do next. First of all, do something about those shifty eyes of yours.
How dare mere student bother the great Supreme Court with such a trite case? Surely, I'm not the only one who's outraged by this arrangement.
As you gentlemen know, this is Grand Bench of Supreme Court. As such, we demand trial befitting this court, pinnacle of our legal system. Defendant. Hey! I shall now gauge whether or not you are qualified to stand in this court. Okay. What's he going to do? In other words, the judge doubts you have the ability to properly defend yourself. Shucks on him, because the person with the most doubt is none other than myself. Now I shall pose some simple questions to defense regarding this case. Hi! First, what is name of victim of this murder? Answer promptly and clearly. Okay, I should know this one. You've heard this countless times since the incident. It's... Eh? Oh no! I'm so nervous, I can't remember! What was his name again? Naruhodo. You're drawing a total blank on this one, right? You're my best friend, alright. Don't worry. Everything about the incident has been logged in the court record. The court record? Go ahead and tap the court record button in the top right corner of the screen. In there, you'll find everything you'll need, even things you may have forgotten. Great. Let's try tapping the court record button. Well,
Here's all the evidence. You can also view the profiles of people involved in this case. He does, doesn't he, though? My best friend. Yeah, he's 23. 42. 51. 51, goddamn. Our victim in this case, 47. John Watson. John Watson, seriously? All relevant pieces of information can be found in the court record. Remember that. Now, we shouldn't keep his honor waiting. Present your answer to him. Choose the profile of the victim and present it to the court.
The victim is Dr. John H. Watson.
Of course you would remember the name of a professor at your own university.
Dr. Watson was a medical doctor from the British Empire. 3 years ago, he was invited to teach at Imperial Yume University. And that is why we have such a tremendous debacle on our hands. The British Empire, a country with which the Empire of Japan wishes to maintain strong diplomatic relations. Recently, after lengthy negotiations, our two empires signed a new treaty. The Japanese-Anglo Treaty of Commerce and Navigation. Everyone knows it.
Ha! You knew that, and yet you still took the life of a Briton. What's more, you're students at Imperial Yume University yourselves. You murdered a professor of an institution of learning. Have you no shame? What I didn't do it!
Due to grave nature of this incident, we have drawn attention of British Empire. They have requested that Supreme Court pass swift judgment into their trial. In other words, our spineless government is bending over backwards to please the Brits.
Damn! Okay, I like this over what I've been playing previously.
Just, you know what? Okay, so we're kissing their ass? Okay. You're just being used as a convenient scapegoat for that end.
Is that what makes this trial so special?
Exactly. Our country must find someone to punish as soon as possible. All because the victims are Brit.
A British man, Dr. John H. Watson. This has nothing to do with our countries or that treaty. I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Isn't that how it always is with these games? You're at the wrong place at the wrong time. Oh, would you look at the time? I have to get going. It's time to duel.
I'll stay a bit longer. We came all this way after all.
You're right. We rarely get the chance to visit a high-class establishment like this. Well then, take care. I'll see you in tomorrow's English lecture, partner. Off to the British Empire, huh? What a guy. Oh?
I think. He's a doctor from Britain. I never got his name, though. Maybe I should go introduce myself.
And so,
I went to Dr. Watson's table to introduce myself.
now let us move on to the next question. Hey!
How was Dr. John H. Watson robbed of his life?
Present cause of death to Supreme Court.
Dr. Watson's cause of death. Of course, that would be...
Naruhodo. This is a court of law. Here, we let the evidence speak for itself.
Evidence?
Quickly, present the piece of evidence showing the doctor's cause of death. The post-mortem. Was shot in the chest, bled to death. Bullet did not pass through the body.
According to this thing, it was blood loss from a gunshot wound, Your Honor.
Instead of just a couple papers like this, this is what this is what Phoenix Ancestor was doing. Just this. It's like, here.
According to this thing, it was blood loss from a gunshot wound, Your Honor.
At least, call it by its proper name. That thing is a post-mortem report.
Hi! Post-mortem!
In the West, for example, in the British Empire, corpses undergo what's called an autopsy. But in our country, police surgeons conduct a post-mortem examination in state.
Right! Now I get it!
I don't get it at all.
Yes. That's how it all started, like, and now this is what you're supposed to do.
Allow me to present a photograph of the crime scene. As you can see, there are gunpowder burns around the bullet hole, meaning the victim was shot at point-blank range. There is no other conclusion.
Yo, Carol. Court accepts this modern investigation tool as evidence. So we get the photograph.
Wow. So this is a photograph. It's my first time seeing one. It captures far more detail than what you expect from an illustration.
Yo, Carol. You have proven yourself to court. Questioning ends here. Now, let us proceed with trial.
Understood, Your Honor. First, I would like to give an overview of the incident. I hereby summon a witness who was present at the scene of the crime.
Oh, here we go. I just realized what the professor had in mind. Professor Mikotoba, you mean?
She knew that you'd be the one defending yourself in court. However, as long as I stand by your side, I can still offer you advice.
Oh, that's true.
Here's what Professor Mikotoba told me. Kazuma Asogi must not stand as the defense attorney in today's trial. Good grief. Yada yada. Everything went exactly as the professor planned.
Please lend me your wisdom, Asogi!
You got it. For starters, do something about your shifty eyes and cold sweats.
Only if you do something about your fluttery hairband and cold gaze. It's a Hachimachi!
Witness, please state your name and occupation to the court.
Certainly. My name is Hosenaga Satoru. I am a waiter at La Contos restaurant serving Western cuisine.
Are you okay? There's blood dripping out of your mouth.
Oh, this is completely normal. I am perfectly fine.
I'm not too sure about that.
A few years ago, the southeastern corner of the capital was open to foreign settlements. Now it has become a fashionable area, lined with hotels catering to visitors from abroad. The crime occurred 3 days ago in that area, at a restaurant specializing in Western cuisine.
Witness, please share everything you know with court. As you wish.
Try not to interrupt this man's testimony, amateur attorney. I am warning you.
Hi. I never even called myself an attorney.
It was just after 2 p.m. that day. We normally have few patrons at that hour. After the lunch rush, only 3 groups of customers remained. Come to think of it, he's right. There weren't many customers at the time. I was in the kitchen putting away the dishes when suddenly this cough happened. And that happened. A gunshot rang out from the dining area. When I ran out in a panic, I saw it. I saw the British gentleman, the victim, slumped over in his chair. Standing next to him was the defendant, holding a pistol.
Wait! Please, wait a second! Yes, I picked up the gun when I noticed it on the ground. But I swear I didn't fire it!
This is what you don't do! This is what you don't do, man. You don't do that! You don't do that! Yeah, that reminds me of Szechuan. Oh god, Szechuan.
Here's your proof. I already warned you once. We are here to listen to the witness testimony, not to advance, you amateur!
Next time you interrupt, be prepared to suffer penalty. Naruhodo, you'll get your chance to strike back eventually. For now, listen to what this man has to say.
Witness, there is one thing I would like to confirm. You saw the accused standing next to the victim with pistol in hand, correct?
Certainly. That is correct. Could you please wipe the blood off your lip, please?
I see. And apart from the accused, no one else was near the victim?
Certainly not. Apart from the deceased British gentleman and the defendant, no one else was present.
Wait, what did you just say? No one else was present near the victim. What's the matter, Naruhodo? That's not how I remember it. When I walked over to introduce myself to Dr. Watson, there was a woman sitting in the chair across from him.
Carmen Sandiego!
What? There's no way to miss that. They keep telling me not to interrupt, but can I really stand and watch this? Interrupt him anyway. Give me just a moment to defend myself. Dr. Watson wasn't sitting alone at the time. I'm certain that there was a woman dining with him. Her name was Carmen Sandiego. My, what a troublemaker. This attorney will stop at nothing to interfere with the trial. He's a little more than a fraud. I am not even sure that we can reasonably call the accused an attorney. But... Witness, are you sure that your memory isn't flawed? I certainly am. The British gentleman came to the restaurant by himself that day. But that's impossible! I made sure to sketch the seating arrangement of our patrons right here. I implore you to check for yourself.
This appears to be a sketch of crime scene.
Since it was an emergency situation, I resorted to using the back of my business card. As you can see, this shows that the victim was alone at the time in question.
You've gone above and beyond Call of Duty. Truly, you are an admirable young waiter.
You flatter me, Your Honor.
I request that you present that sketch to court as evidence for trial.
Well...
Something wrong. Go on! Hand it over!
Certainly, as you wish. That's odd. He was pretty calm up until now. He's right. The waiter does seem to look a bit flustered. Could someone get this man, I don't know, a couple cough drops? Get him a Halls, a Ricola, anything. Make him stop coughing.
Got a business card.
And so, that summarizes what happened during the incident.
When gunshot rang out from dining room, only person the victim was accused. Why, I'd say we'd be wrapping up this trial early today. Defendant, Yunosuke Naruhodo.
Hi?
If you plead guilty now, court is willing to recognize your plea as mitigating factor.
He means that your punishment may be reduced. Be aware that this witness was only here to provide a summary of the incident. But if you insist on prolonging this trial, then the prosecution will gladly summon a decisive witness to the stand.
Ochi is actually Payne's Japanese name. So, there you go.
Asogi, what should I do? What are you talking about?
Well, it sounds like I'm going to be declared guilty sooner or later. So I think it might be best if I just plead guilty right now. I mean, everyone's been talking about how special this trial is, right? You, Professor Mikotoba, heck, even a judge and the prosecutor. If the trial keeps going on like this, I'm scared of how it might end.
As I said before, the trial, I believe in you, Naruto.
I'm getting the feeling that this may be Mia's ancestor. It has to be.
And now, in spite of that, you intend to betray my good faith.
Huh?
If the defendant is truly innocent, it's a defense attorney's duty to use any means necessary to prove it so. You have a duty to defend yourself. Are you going to abandon your duty? Even worse, you'll give up the battle when it's only just begun.
The defense will continue to fight for an innocent verdict until the very end. The prosecution needs to stop stalling for time and just move on with the trial. Go ahead! Call this so-called decisive witness to the stand. Don't define.
Yokaro. Prosecutor Ochi, continue as well.
Oh, how young and foolish you both are to not know your place in this court. They may call me a saint, but I am prepared to become a demon.
Sir, you are not Koji Kabuto. Shut the fuck up, dude.
Before long, I shall have your imputed mouth. I shall have your imputed little mouth sealed permanently. The prosecution will now call 2 witnesses to the stand.
Now, bailiff, bring in prosecutor's witnesses.
Witnesses, please state your names and occupations to the court.
Hi! I am proud soldier of the Empire, Sergeant Taizo Uzumaru. Sir!
This one is but a humble peddler of time. An inquiry, one who brings the imperial capital, the essence of curious from bygone eras. Owner of the Heart of Discard Emporium on the corner of the capital's second block. Sanmon Sona I forgot my name.
Higaroshi.
Sanmon Sono Higurashi is my name.
And together and a soldier. What an odd combination.
These 2 were also in the restaurant on the day of the incident, Your Honor.
So this is the 3rd group of customers the waiter was referring to earlier.
This one spends brief time each afternoon enjoying the aromatic coffee and the Quantos. Oftentimes, this one also converses with connoisseurs interested in my treasures.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
I swear he better not be, like, doing Kenshin, because that sounds like Kenshin Himura says, this one, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. The old man owns an antique shop and appears to be a regular at La Quantas. He tries to sell his antiques to any customers who looks like they would be interested. Many affluent socialites dine at that high-class Western establishment, after all. Oh, I see, but if I'm being honest, that soldier over there doesn't seem affluent enough to be buying much of anything.
So the two of you witnessed the very moment this heinous crime unfolded. Is that correct?
Hey! Oh! The incidents of such atrocity! No detail evaded the soldier's watchful eyes! Indeed! Without a doubt, that juvenile clad in somber black fired the lethal round!
Nope, I don't understand this guy either.
But putting that aside, I think I heard a strange sound just now. I see. These two are the so-called decisive witnesses. That soldier said he witnessed the very moment you shot the victim. Huh? So, are you having fun yet? Honestly, I'm not. Now let us hear testimony. Tell court truth of what you witnessed during incident. As you wish! Sergeant Taizo! Uzumaru! Report for duty!
Alas, this one does not wish to recall deplorable events of that afternoon.
What we witnessed? Oh god, the two of them?
I was at the restaurant chatting with the old man as I ate my beefsteak. Beefsteak.
This one was boasting of a beautiful treasure enveloped in golden gleam.
And then, the flash of gunshot! That moment was burned into my eyes. That black-clad student shot at a British man. Suddenly, cowardly shot from behind.
Meanwhile, this one crawled to the floor in search of a treasure gone missing.
That means, Sergeant, you must have witnessed crime in its entirety. Everything from when accused took pistol to when he shot victim. Indeed! The despicable culprit was that delinquent of a student over there.
Imagine the wretched boy was shot an Englishman at such a sensitive juncture.
Wait, that's not true. I didn't shoot anyone! Are you sure about that, Naruto?
All I did was pick up a pistol from the floor. After introducing myself to Dr. Watson, I went back to my table to finish my coffee. Then I decided to go home. As I made my way to the door, I saw a British-made pistol on the ground next to where the doctor was sitting. I thought that he might have accidentally dropped it, so I picked it up. But just as I was about to hand it to him,
if that's really what happened, then the true culprit is still at large. and a clue to their identities rests within this testimony.
Really?
Quickly, Naruto! Assert your right to conduct a cross-examination!
Cross-examination?
There's no time to waste!
Now then, as you just heard, Your Honor, this testimony has conclusively proven the accused guilt. The time has come to pass judgment on this despicable university student.
Indeed, there is no longer room for doubt. Well then, court hereby concludes. What was that? And what is this unbearable awkward silence? No, the defense demands the right to conduct that cross-examination thing.
Cross-examination.
Oh dear. What are you, a puppet? Are these your words? Or those of the man next to you?
He got me.
The prosecution objects! This is clearly a ploy to waste everyone's time. One cannot expect such an inexperienced attorney to conduct a cross-examination.
Regardless, defense has every right to make such a demand. His experience or lack thereof matters not.
Sogi, that was amazing.
Yokaro, I hereby grant defense's request to conduct cross-examination. Excellent. Now the real battle begins.
But I have no idea what to do in a cross-examination.
Simple. Expose the lies in their testimony. Alright. You didn't find that pistol, therefore someone must be lying. That makes sense. The key to the truth rests within the evidence. The evidence? To expose their lies, you must strike them with a decisive piece of evidence. Anyway, just try your best. Ace attorney.
Got it! I guess I have no choice but to go for it.
What we witnessed. Or what we saw. One, two.
My justice is absolute!
Sir?
What in the world was that? This photograph came flying at me out of nowhere?
It's a contradiction. Yeah! This must be one of those contradiction things!
Contradiction.
Are you in your right mind? What pray tell so contradictory about this photograph?
You know, I know what I have to say, but I can't seem to find the words.
Let us end this charade, Your Honor. Our Supreme Court has no room for amateur attorneys like you.
What the thing?
Hold your horses. You can't be serious. Do you really need an explanation for something like this? This is the Supreme Court, for goodness sake.
Asogi?
What did you say?
Maybe if you just shut up and take a look at the photograph, you'd notice too. The sergeant's testimony contradicts the evidence.
Huh?
Sergeant Uzukumaru.
What is it?
During your testimony earlier, you said the following. That black-clad student shot the British man. A suddenly cowardly shot from behind. That's right!
No problem, man. Thanks for stopping by, D.
That's right! I swear by my own two eyes I witnessed the very act!
But that doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean?
Because, you know... Hidesogi, aloha, please.
Sure. Take another good look at this photograph. The victim, Dr. Watson, died after being shot in the chest. Sergeant, according to your testimony, the victim was shot from behind. However, the fact remains that he was shot from the front. Explain yourself. I'm waiting! What the fuck, dude? What are you trying to hide back there, dog? We saw that. We have completely saw that.
What the hell was that? Something tried to pop out of his knapsack, but he pushed it back down.
Indeed, this is obvious contradiction. Got to explain, Sergeant Uzukumaru. Yes, it's all coming back to me now. I mean, you saw that too, that little head just popping right up like, it's like... See? There it is! There it is, right there! When the gunshot rang out, my eyes were actually fixed on LaQuanto's signature beefsteak. It's not a baby. That's a baby!
Shoot your chest!
The sergeant's testimony just now has made one thing abundantly clear. This witness, Taizo Uzukumaru, soldier of the Empire, did not see the moment in which the defendant supposedly fired the pistol.
Ugh, this is absurd!
Come on, sure, do you understand? Our Supreme Court has no room for amateur prosecutors like you.
No!
You flipped the mood of the courtroom with just a few words. So What's the power of a defense attorney?
Full Metal Panic!
But I really did see it.
Whoa. Whoa.
That cowardly student pointed the pistol right at the victim's defense's back.
Even if I did, I didn't fire it. All I did was pick it up off the floor.
Old man, perhaps you witnessed something that could shed some light on this.
My previous statement still stands. I crept under the table and heard a sharp gunshot shortly thereafter.
Crept under the table. What were you doing down there?
Searching for lost item.
What did you lose?
A koban! A precious coin from the whole era! When this one departed for the Quantos, that invaluable item from my hall of discard was tucked away in my pocket.
You brought it along in hopes of selling it to the highest bidder, correct?
That day, this one presented the koban to the carnivorous soldier. He was my last hope, as no other patrons were willing to make a purchase. Thereupon, it vanished as soon as it was not focused.
The koban vanished.
Believing it to have fallen someplace, it was scoured the floor. That's when
A gunshot echoed through the restaurant, right?
Indeed, nevertheless, this one resumed the search for the relic of the whole era. Every fiber of my being was in a frenzy. Extreme close-up.
By the way, did you ever find that koban?
Alas, this one did not.
Interesting.
On that day, this one carelessly misplaced that fine coin koban. Or perhaps it was stolen by some unscrupulous individual.
As you are all aware, time is of essence in today's proceedings. Our government must report back to British Empire by this afternoon. But the latest testimony is far from conclusive, no matter how far our government's willing to bow down to the Brits. I cannot allow your honor to pass a verdict just yet.
What say you, Prosecutor Ochi?
Rest assured, Your Honor. These witnesses still have more to testify about.
Could you elaborate?
Oh, trust me, it will all become clear with the next testimony, Your Honor. Let's say that there is only one person who could be the murderer. And it is none other than that accursed student, Naruhodo Yunosuke.
What?
Looks like you've incurred his wrath. Yokaro, court shall ask both witnesses to retake stand. This time you must establish firm basis for defendant's guilt. Understood.
This one vows to make every word count.
Affirmative! Taizo Uzumaru! Reporting for duty once again! Sir, there's someone peeking out from behind you. Everyone, meet the Uzukumaru's family's last hope! Kuromaru! Guess he couldn't afford a babysitter. Take a good look, my dear son. Father is about to thwart evil right this instant. Watch closely. At this windmill. Sir, I think you ought to wipe your kid's nose. Seriously. Please wipe your kid's nose. Identifying the true culprit. Even if I did see the exact moment the bullet was fired, it does not change a thing!
This one remembers it well. The boy in black indeed took aim at the British gentleman.
What's more, there were no other customers in the restaurant besides us.
Indeed, the British gentleman had been quietly enjoying his food in solitude.
I repeat, no one could have shot him but that wicked boy. End of report.
Wait, that's impossible! Dr. Watson wasn't alone at the time!
Restrain yourself, defendant.
I'm telling you, there was a young woman sitting there with him! There's absolutely no way you two could have missed her!
How dare you call yourself an attorney then? Speak in accordance with the law. This is no place to be spewing nonsense! Make no mistake, the victim was unknown at the time of the incident. The proof is in this photograph.
This is photograph of crime scene, I presume.
Yes, Your Honor. The shot is at the victim's table, was captured by the investigators. As you can see, there is only a single serving of food on the table.
True as far as photograph is concerned. The victim had no company. It's only natural conclusion.
How could this be?
I hereby order that photograph be submitted to court as evidence. That's what it looked like, doesn't it? That beefsteak.
What in the world's going on here? How could they not have seen her?
The waiter corroborated their testimony earlier. He too claimed that Dr. Watson arrived at the restaurant by himself.
Well, they're all wrong. I saw her. I swear I did.
It seems that our telegram to British Empire can be delivered on schedule. After all, there were no contradictions of any kind in latest testimony.
As our treaty with Britain is still in its infancy, these are delicate times. I am honored to have played a role in advancing relations between our two empires.
Is this really happening? Is the trial really going to end just like that? Chin up, Naruhodo. It's not over yet. Huh? If what you say is true, then there's more to this case than meets the eye. So, what are you waiting for? Time for another cross-examination. Asogi. The defense may now cross-examine witnesses, but be quick about it.
Know this. These courtroom procedures are merely delaying the inevitable.
3.
I'm telling you, there was a woman dining with Dr. Watson.
Still repeating the same old nonsense, I see. According to our witnesses, this woman exists only in your imagination.
If only there were more witnesses who could back me up. The incident took place at 2 p.m. during the gap between lunch and dinner. That explains why there weren't more potential witnesses around. Yes, 2 in afternoon is certainly an unorthodox time to be having meal. Perhaps victim had a reason to be dining at La Quantos at that particular time.
Ah, yes, about that. It seems he had a reason, Your Honor.
Hmm?
I know, right? It's like da 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 da. Like, yes, there is. Da 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 da.
This was found in the victim's breast pocket.
Glad you could make it.
And what exactly might this be?
It looks to be a medical report, Your Honor. The victim paid a visit to the doctor before going to the restaurant.
Holta Clinic. Even date and time are listed here. Holta, Holti, Hoti, Hora, Hora, Hota. November 19th from approximately noon to 1 in afternoon. Right before the time of the incident.
Clearly, the victim went out for a late lunch at his examination. I found it unnecessary to report this, as it has had no bearing on the case at hand.
What do you make of this, Naruhodo? Me? Oh, well, I didn't think it was that important either. There's always a chance we'll find some use for this evidence later. Should I request a copy of Dr. Watson's medical report? Request. May we have the medical report as evidence?
What for? Thanks to the decisive testimony we just heard, there's no need for further evidence. Besides, what the victim did prior to the incident is of no relevance to the court.
Sorry to disappoint, but we'll be the judge of that.
Excuse me?
Lest you forget, you have no right to deny a legitimate request made by the defense. Yo, Karo, court approves defense request.
You youngsters and your rights I fear for the future of our empire.
Court orders you to submit victim's medical record as evidence. Right now, we are in desperate need of a new lead. Though this may seem irrelevant at first glance, don't underestimate its potential.
Yeah, got it. You will soon realize how futile it is to prolong this trial. I I, for one, believe that the testimony has painted a sufficiently clear picture. What say you, antique dealer?
Great job, Naruhodo. That's one new piece of information in the bag.
Yeah, but I don't think we made any real progress. I still can't find a decent contradiction.
You sure about that? Here, show me that medical report you just got. Oh, you mean this? You can't just like sniff. I mean, you gotta at least take one bite. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm enjoying this food." Are you looking at it? I mean, is it to your liking? You know, if you're at a restaurant, any waiter would make sure if you're enjoying your meal, they have to know. They have to know these things. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm enjoying my meal," and all of a sudden, what? What's going on? We went through all that trouble to get our hands on this. It'd be wise to examine it more closely. Okay, how exactly do I do that? Naruhodo, did you just say, how exactly do I do that? In the evidence menu, there's an option to check the details. Touch that and you'll be able to inspect the evidence on the top screen. Turn the two dials to rotate the evidence. That way you can view it from multiple angles. Furthermore, by sliding across the touchscreen, you can move the cursor around in the top screen to scan for clues. When the cursor reacts, go ahead and touch examine. Alright, Naruhodo. Let's see what we can glean from this new medical report.
Yeah, you got it. Let's do this. Using these dials and cursors, I'll examine anything that stands out.
I know! After all, it's like, oh hey, there's the tutorial! What? How do you do what? How do I read? Did you just say, how do I read?
Yes, how do I read?
How do I read, game? How do I read? What do? What do? Well, flip this over. How do I eat? Wait, you do what? Yeah. Wait. How do I do that? Wait, what's this? Ah, yes, the back of this. Now, what do I do here? Examine anything.
These appear to be his doctor's notes. There's an entry written here from the day the incident occurred. Prepare anesthesia, tooth extraction. Extraction? That's when they pull out the tooth, right? Before the incident, it appears Dr. Watson was suffering from a toothache. The dentists in Europe use laughing gas these days. I wonder if they use that. I've read about it. They say it makes you go numb. Supposedly it makes you so you won't feel a pain. But I find that hard to believe. There are some precautionary notes written by the doctor. Due to residual anesthesia, consumption of anything but water is strictly prohibited for 3 hours after treatment. What? It might help us to keep this information in mind. Da, da, da. With the new information we have now, the meaning of that testimony has completely changed. You're onto something, aren't you? Let's listen to the testimony one more time. It's all right.
I swear, when we get to Wednesday, we'll be back on. We'll just get right into the end of 4, start on 5, then like, okay, 5. Boop, boop. Logic. Oh my god. Especially since after this, I'm just gonna basically play up to at least say chapter 3, and then Monday I'll just play it up to where I stopped on chapter 4. That way by Wednesday, okay. But at least it'll be like a few streams though. Of that I'm certain. So at least now, thanks to Ryu pointing this out to me. Oh, hey! Yeah, I don't have to play a Steam version. Ta-da! I know. So, in other words,
What's wrong, attorney? Can't I got your tongue?
I am a defendant for attorney circuit. Naruhodo. Getting tongue-tied is no big deal. Happens to the best of us. Asugi. Your cross-examination earlier was indicative of one important fact. Whenever you raise that hand of yours, there's something on your mind that you're dying to let out. So don't worry about finding the right words. Just speak your mind. Got it. I'll take your advice to heart. Witness, here's the victim's medical report.
Oh, and what of a young man?
According to what's written here, I have good reason to believe. There's something off about your testimony!
Oh dear. Did you forget what I told you?
What did you tell me?
Amateurs! that you should know when to keep your mouth shut. Pipe down.
Eh?
Here are the facts. Fireworks are going off. I do this on the 4th of July. Hanabi.
Oh.
The victim was murdered at this restaurant sometime after 2. Whatever he might have done before that is irrelevant to the case.
That's not... Naruhodo, don't worry about finding the right words. Just speak your mind.
Your Honor, at this point, there's no need for further deliberation. After all, previous testimony has made everything perfectly clear. I'm a dick.
You sure are.
The medical record, the medical report is relevant to the cases at hand. As for what, it is because this little university student...
Are you saying that this medical report isn't relevant at all? Is that really what you think?
What's with the sudden shift in tone? Don't scare me like that! Anyway, don't think too hard about it. It's common sense.
Even if the Honor Clinic is, in fact, a dental clinic.
Dental clinic? That doesn't change a thing!
Even if at the dental clinic, the victim had undergone a tooth extraction.
What?
Moreover, the victim was prohibited from consuming solid food after the operation.
Hold on, boy. What are you getting at? Prohibited from consuming solid food? What in the world?
It's all been noted in fine print. Any consumption of solid food is strictly prohibited for 3 hours after treatment.
No, that can't be.
Sir!
What is it?
Now you have heard the truth. At the time of the incident, shortly after 2, the victim was unable to eat a thing.
This is an outrage!
In addition,
Why are you staring at me?
you claimed several times that the victim was enjoying his meal alone. However, that claim doesn't hold up.
Oh,
Because the victim had just undergone a tooth extraction and could not eat solid food.
Seriously.
Well said, partner.
What are you getting at, Brad? Your argument's meaningless. Take a close look at this photograph. Clearly, there is a serving of beefsteak on the victim's table.
Haven't you realized that in itself is the contradiction?
What would you say?
Right now, the situation has been completely turned on its head. Thus, it's called Gyakuten, Saiban. Isn't that right? Naruhodo. Of course! Victim could not consume any solid food. because he had just had tooth extracted. If that was case, another question arises. Who exactly then was eating this beefsteak? Quote the man's explanation. Understood defense. Oh, you mean me? Listen up. The real fight begins once you give the judge your answer. Senpai life! Show me what you can do. Time for a great turnabout. Hi! The only person that could have been eating this beefsteak is... someone else. Of course! It must have been the person who was dining with the victim.
Don't make me waste my breath. No such person exists.
Don't make me waste mine! She most certainly does! At the time of the incident, the victim was in no condition to be eating solid food. And yet a beefsteak lay half-eaten on his table. Therefore, someone else must have been present. That's the only explanation. So long as this obvious contradiction remains, we cannot trust the previous testimony. And if you keep trying to rig this trial in your favor, I will report you to the Ministry of Justice. Mark my words.
Asoki. You little... Do you really think you can take on the judicial system of the Japanese Empire?
You are not my opponent today. Yes.
What?
My opponents are the two witnesses here.
How dare you!
What do you mean by that? As the evidence clearly states, the victim was not alone. Or are you purposely trying to hide the truth? I sincerely hope you're prepared to be charged with perjury. Perjury! Not to mention, this is a murder trial. Being found guilty of perjury would imply that you are accomplices to the murder. No! No! Preposterous! Yes. You're holding this in contempt of court, sir. I was not aware of such thing! I was simply testifying as I was ordered to!
Indeed, that is the truth! We were ordered to testify that the young lady was never at the crime scene.
No, that baby's just chilling. Here!
Yay!
What was that? Witness, could you repeat that? You were ordered to say that?
No! Hold on!
You were ordered to testify that a young lady was never at the crime scene? Clean your son's nose, man. Also clean your nose. Let me guess. This lady. She's a foreigner, I take it. Huh?
What? What is the meaning of this? Did these witnesses come in perjury? You two! Answer me at once!
It was just... There was a slip on the tongue! Order! Someone please explain what's going on here! I knew it! You ordered these witnesses to lie under oath!
The prosecution was not aware of this either!
Then, who gave the order? This one slips of scissors. Ow. So you don't care if you're indicted as an accessory to murder? This is preposterous. Ow. Naruhodo. It appears that these two witnesses have been silenced by someone with influence far beyond their own. Moreover, a good prosecutor had absolutely no knowledge of this.
Seriously? But who could exert that kind of influence?
The government? The military? Could it even be the police? Well, Naruhodo, do you have any idea who may have ordered them to stay silent? If you can identify a culprit, we can demand them to appear in court. I need to identify the one who ordered both witnesses to hide the truth. Obviously, we need to find some evidence first. Evidence that shows the influence of a powerful third party. Evidence? There's no way we could... Hold on, Naruto. Remember what happened earlier? Huh? Earlier we examined this piece of evidence and found a new lead, didn't we?
Yeah, that's right.
There's more where that came from. We might be able to uncover another hidden clue by examining the other pieces. There's no time to waste. Well, if either you have fabricated testimony, I shall declare you guilty of perjury.
Please wait a moment, Your Honor. I only swear to heaven and earth that I had no part in this.
The Tenkaichi says, bull to the shit. Lance Dragoon says, bull to the shit as well.
I swear!
Then defendant, no attorney. What is going through mind?
Sir! I can't do this. No, get out of my thoughts. I just had to close my eyes and blurt out the first name that comes to mind.
Seriously. Aside from the prosecutor, I believe this person was influential enough to pressure them. Well, the bellboy. Might the name of this person be Hosanaga Satoru? Hosanaga. Toiter. That timing was perfect, man. The firework that went off, that was perfect.
But Balderdash! Why would a mere waiter need to silence these two witnesses? Moreover, there's no way he has that level of influence.
You're not wrong, but what if? This man wasn't really a waiter.
Pardon me?
Yes.
Where are you going with this?
Go on, Naruhodo. Now's your chance to strike him down. The evidence that points toward Satoru Hosanaga's true identity is the business card. What is this supposed to be exactly?
I believe this reveals nothing about the waiter's true identity. However, it does reveal something about the defendant's true identity. Elliot Scoundrel will present unrelated evidence to try to shift the blame. Ergo, that must be your identity, a wicked scoundrel of a student.
Check the evidence one more time. I'm sure there's a clue somewhere that points to the waiter's true identity. Try and get it. That's what it seemed like. I would have to examine it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Let's flip this bad boy over. Ho ho! This is red odd. What's wrong, Asogi? The name of the witness is written down here. Hosanaga Satoru. Well, obviously, it's a business card after all. The name is not the problem. It's the title. The title? Oh! Imperial Police Division 1. Yeah, it really was on point! Investigation Lead Detective Satoru Hosanaga. Detective? What in the world's going on? I have no idea. Everything's going off during this case, goddamn. You got shit going off in the background. Oh shit, this is what's going on? If he has the authority of a police officer, he may be capable of coercion. Now, look at it again, bitch. He starts a sketch of crime scene drawn by waiter. Why, he certainly is resourceful, head waiter. No, Your Honor! That's just the back of the card. What you ought to be paying attention to is the back of the back. Huh? Oh, sorry. That would be the front, I guess? Yeah, that's it. In other words, please take a look at the front of the back, Your Honor. Would someone reiterate that for me? Allow me. Satoru Hosonaga drew this sketch on the back of this business card. And needless to say, business cards display the identity of their owner. Identity of owner. Oh! I see Your Honor has figured it out. Imperial Police Division 1 Investigation Lead Detective Satoru Hosonaga.
What in blazes? That waiter is actually A detective of the Imperial Police?
This is the first case that the back of the back. I mean the front, the face, sir. Take the face of the card, sir.
Ouchie was not told about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, applause. We have applause in the background. The Imperial Police holds absolute overwhelming authority over the city. Witnesses, were you ordered to fabricate your testimonies by the so-called waiter? Were you told to hide the fact you witnessed the presence of a young lady that day? Well... Not dead? Detective Hosonaga? To be honest, I saw this coming. I knew it since the moment I was asked to hand over the sketch. I will request that you present that sketch to court as evidence for trial. Oh, wait, well... Is something wrong? Go on, hand it over. Certainly, as you wish. Come to think of it, he did seem a bit hesitant to hand over his card. If you must investigate, do it to the utmost perfection. That is my motto. Oh no! 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 Yet here I am, having been exposed due to my own blunder. What an utter failure on my part.
You really are, detective!
But why would a detective of the Imperial Police be employed at a Western restaurant? Oh! Maybe a salary should... Oh! Oh! Maybe a salary's too low! God damn! This one's hitting all the chords! So talk about low salary... Oh! Hitting all the chords! God damn! I was conducting an undercover investigation. An undercover investigation? Why? Recently, there have been a string of incidents at that particular restaurant. In order to investigate, I took on the role of a waiter and infiltrated the establishment. A string of incidents. What kind exactly? Ho ho. I cannot disclose any details regarding the investigation. I can only say that it is unrelated to the murder case at hand. Very well then, Detective Hosonaga. Allow me to confirm one thing. And what would that be, Your Honor? Earlier, these witnesses let slip crucial new piece of information. During the incident, seems that there was guests at victim's table. If that is indeed true, then as their waiter, you were aware of that. And yet, not only have you avoided testifying to that fact, you even use your authority to prevent these witnesses from speaking out. Do you deny any of this?
I do not.
What?
We were right. I ran out of the kitchen as soon as I heard that gunshot. What I saw then was the lifeless victim with the university student towering over him, firearm in hand. And also another individual sitting across the table, a British woman, I believe. We were right again. I quickly had the restaurant blockaded as I reported the incident to headquarters. It was then that I received a set of special orders from my superiors.
Special orders? You mean...
Release the British woman from the scene of the crime immediately. I was also to conceal anything that implied she was ever there. There were the absolute irrefutable commands issued to me.
Yeah, really? Corruption at the top. Seriously. We're getting the untouchables around here, goddamn. But if that British woman was the true culprit,
it would seem to be in your best interest not to finish that statement.
eh?
Maintaining good relations with the British Empire is one of our nation's top priorities. A British man was murdered, and now you wish to convict a British woman of that crime? Unless your case is watertight, we cannot afford to take that risk. I see. And that's the reason behind the disappearance of our phantom woman.
That's insane!
I just remembered something. Asogi, Imperial Yume University accept exchange students from the British Empire. And currently there is one such student in our Department of Medical Research. A young female student, no less.
Seriously?
You truly are a gifted student attorney. I can see why you were chosen to study abroad as our Empire's representative.
Then that means...
After escorting the lady away from the crime scene, I looked into her identity for the sake of being thorough. In that case, you would do well to state her name to the court. The name of the British lady who dined with the doctors is Giselle Britt. She is an exchange student at Imperial Yunmei and a member of the victim's research group.
What? Nani?
I was ordered by my superiors to erase her presence from the scene. As such, I coerced this man into concealing the truth. This I do not deny. I leave the rest in your honor's capable hands.
I know, right? Very well, court will now state opinion on matter. So far, this trial has proceeded under one major assumption. That victim was sitting alone at time of incident. However, assumption has now been discredited. In light of development, court believes it is still too early to hand down verdict.
Your Honor, but I mean, we would delay the verdict in our telegram to the British Empire until later this afternoon. Our government won't be happy about that.
Restrain yourself, Prosecutor Ochi.
Trials of Supreme Court are not to be swayed by political influence. Detective Hosnaga. Yes. Please issue a summons for Miss Giselle Brett. As your honor commands.
Detective! Doing so would mean defying the special orders what you were given.
Your name is Ouchie! It hurts, don't you? I believe I made this clear earlier. If you must investigate, do it to the utmost perfection. That is my motto. Detective, won't your livelihood be at risk? Somebody please get that man, I don't know, something for that cough of his. Goddamn. Bring it on, I say. Seriously. Let us adjourn this trial for short recess. I hereby order that exchange student Giselle Brett be summoned to this court. Is that understood?
Yes, Your Honor. Sir!
Very good. Court will now take 30-minute recess.
30-minute recess.
Seriously? The hell?
Oh, right.
Okay. Might as well.
Okay. So I think it makes better sense if I were to take a 10-minute break, switch up on things, and of course, continue. So give me 2 seconds and I'll be continuing this very shortly. Gotta get myself something to drink.